When I was a kid, I was very bad in shape. I was a fat, chubby dude. The people around me, they are just like pulling me. And I decided on that day that I first need to transform my physique.
People need to change their mindset around investment, spending money on their health and fitness.
My mind is just keep on telling me, never give up, never give up, never give up. Going up and down and then doing pull-ups, whatever the exercises comes in my head. And I was eating so less. So I was 86 kilos and I went to 56.
People waste a lot of their years trying so hard and wasting their young years where their body can actually build muscles and lose fats easily. I thought like eating oats, avocado, eggs will get me in shape, but it wasn't working. When I hired the coach, it was essentially the same thing, but now I am weighing the food. People think that when they hire a coach, they need to stick to them forever. No, all my clients join me for 3 or 6 month programs and I give them money back guarantee because I sit with the person and I need to know that the person is committed, because otherwise I'm just wasting my time. There's no quick hack. It's a lifestyle transformation. It's a complete identity shift.
One day in my life, I will get a chance to meet him. I'm talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right, guys. Welcome to Aussie Diaries. Thrive Fitness, as you know, all of that. The sum of you who are following me on the Instagram. I am very excited today because I have done the podcast with the same guy, Transformula. ZIAD is here again. We did a podcast last year, and that was amazing journey for me. If you guys want to see that podcast, I will put into the description link. So today's podcast, if someone is watching us today or listening it to some other platform, the main purpose of this podcast is that why someone need a coach and why the health is more important and why you should have to spend on coaching. Because a lot of people, they think that coaching is expensive and they can learn from YouTube or from ChatGPT and they can coach themselves and then they can get their desired physique. But I have personally seen, because I am in the same industry, I have personally seen there are so many people, those who are coming to the gym from the last 3 or 4 years, they look the same, they talk the same, and then they are just like doing some random workouts and I don't know, following some sort of like a nutrition plan which they saw on a YouTube. So we will talk all of those stuff with Zaid. He is my mentor. He is my friend. He is my coach, whatever you can say. This man provides a lot of value in my life. And I am just replicating the same stuff, what he is doing and still learning from him. And today's podcast is all about my learning and your learning. And let's just start. Hey Zad, first of all, welcome to Aussie Diaries. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Amir. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Very excited to have you on my show.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I actually have a question for you before we start. Because as you mentioned, yeah, I was here before. We had our interview or podcast. And since then, I have seen you personally develop so much on so many aspects. You have completely transformed your physique. You're a dad, so life for you got harder, not easier. You ended up doing a show, bodybuilding comp, and you did so well, and you are in the best shape of your life. I have a few questions. The starting one
Sure.
is how did you manage businesses with the lifestyle, with the family, and while getting in the best shape of your life?
That's such a deep question, and I'll try to answer this as much as I can. First of all, I think that was my intrinsic drive that I always want to do something in my life that people not gonna ask me these stupid questions. I think it's first started when I was a kid and I was very bad in my studies and also I was very bad in shape. Like I was a fat, chubby dude. And what happened is like every single time when I go to the school, the people around me, like the other students, they are just like pulling me that, oh, you fat dude, you this and that. And it felt so bad that everything is just like, it's holding me from something to do something about my situation. And one day I watch a movie. It's an Indian movie called Tare Zameen Par, in which a kid who was completely sort of like a useless, and every single time the teacher is just explaining some sort of like a concept, and it was going away from his head. And he was unique in his own way. He was really good in the driving. And that movie actually hit me. After watching that movie, I was crying for 2 hours. And that was sort of like the very first moment in my life, which made me realize that if he can do that, and a lot of people sometimes don't understand us, what we are going through, they just only need to make fun of you. And that was the only drive. And I decided on that day that I first need to transform my physique. I have no knowledge back in the days. It was, I think, I was 14 years old. So 16 years ago. I don't know which year it was. And that was the very first moment. I said, like, okay, so I have no knowledge. I don't know what to do. But it was all, I was just like doing the stairs in my house, going up and down, and then doing pull ups or sort of like whatever the exercises comes in my head. And I was eating so less. So I was 86 kilos and I went to 56. When I did that, it gives me enough confidence that if I can do that, I can do anything. And then there was a guy in my class who always comes first. And I was the guy who always comes first from the last. And I went to my principal's office straight away. I don't know where I get this confidence. I went to his office straight away and I told him that, okay, so you normally praise about that guy every single time in the assembly where all the people gather. I want to compete him and I want to become first or not. I will show you that I can perform better in studies. And he was just like watching at my face. What the hell are you talking about? And from that day, I started studying, and I was so bad in studies that even one sentence I can't read it properly. My English was bad. My whole concepts was bad because I didn't have that sort of like a base, because always I just failed in my class. Well, long story short, I studied hard. I put every single effort I can. And then that guy in the college, he actually took studies from me. He got tuition from me and I competed. And that same mindset every single time just keep me reminding that you can do anything in your life if your willpower is strong, regardless of what others are telling you. If your sound and your voice is more stronger than their voice, you can listen to yourself and you can form in any way. So that was the only story which is I'm still replicating that. Okay, so if it's a business, yes, in the start of the business, so many people, those who have never done those businesses in my circle, they will just keep on telling, man, you just take a sort of like a risk for no reason. You had a pretty good 9 to 5 job, just do your job and then keep on doing some other random stuff. You have a family, why are you putting everything on risk? And even when I started this bodybuilding show, I got coaching from ZIAD, and a lot of people know about that. And I am so blessed that I found this guy. uh, Very first time I hired a coach for myself, and alhamdulillah I got the right person. uh, and actually, in the mid of my prep, I was thinking that why the hell I'm doing this. Like, even if I don't compete and even if I am not in the best physique I can, like, who is going to praise me? Maybe I'll get some sort of like likes on the Instagram. I don't need those. But it was, every single time it was just reminding me, man, you started something and you cannot give up. The only hard part for me, if I log something in my head and then I know that, okay, so I have to do it, my mind is just keep on telling me, never give up, never give up, never give up. And ultimately I achieve it. Maybe you aimed for 3 months, but it might take longer than that, but you will get it ultimately. You have competed so many times, you won, you know better about this stuff. So I think, yeah, that's the pretty much it. Now I have so many questions for you. First of all, um so what you do exactly, and why, if someone if someone is looking for a coach, why should they come to you instead of going to someone else?
I don't necessarily think that people need to hire me per se. I just think people need to change their mindset around investment and knowing that spending money on their health and fitness is not an expense, it's an investment. So whether that is me or another coach, there are many coaches as well that are good. As long as you resonate with the coach and as long as you're getting good results and good coaching from them and they are responsive and so on, then I think they should definitely have someone, because people waste a lot of their years trying so hard, going in circles and wasting their young years where their body can actually build muscles and lose fats easily, and they just leave it to the last minute. Their ego maybe stops them from getting help. So for example, for me, I have been training for years and I've never had abs. I was like, look alright, like I wasn't bad, I wasn't like fat or anything, but I just wanted to get better shape and I just couldn't. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna hire a coach. I can see the results, I can see it's working for other people. Why wouldn't it work for me? And I thought, I had this hesitation. I was like, do I want to spend money on this? And I was like, well, I have been trying so hard to get in the best shape that I want to, and I really want it. So I was a uni student at that time, so I didn't really have much money, but I knew the value that I'm gonna get from that will just translate on so many aspects in life. And it did. The discipline that I learned from following a coach, from following a meal plan, and then I started seeing results from like week number 4. I started seeing, the body fat dropping, I started seeing abs. And it was definitely worth it because I look at it now as an investment. And even though I was a student in uni, I wasn't really making much money. What I learned from that and the discipline that I got carried over in every aspect of my life. So everything else started doing better. I started chasing excellence in everything. And it all started from the physique, really, So why should people choose me? Like, I don't think people need to, I don't think it's that important as much as people just need to change their identity, change from within, accept help and know what they want and just, stop trying so hard by themselves when they know they can get the results by investing just a couple of $100.
I have one connecting question with the same answer which you gave. And the connecting question is, so obviously you told me that you've been training for a while before that. And then you decided that, okay, so I am not looking my, I can't see my abs, so I should have to hire a coach. When you hired a coach, according to your experience, obviously you get your desired physique, but when you was following that coach, maybe it's a 6 months or 12 months, whatever the time zone was, did you find that it is more hard in terms of nutrition, following the nutrition or following the training, or it was more hard when you was doing it alone? Like, obviously you get the desired physique, but in terms of following, because so many people, they are also scared that if they hire a coach, obviously you become accountable to someone, and then maybe they will push me so hard in a way that I can't actually take it.
Yeah. So before hiring the coach, I was eating whatever I want, but I was trying to eat clean, right? So I wasn't really enjoying the food. I thought like eating oats, avocado, eggs will get me in shape, but it wasn't. It wasn't working. That's what I thought. When I hired the coach, it was essentially the same thing, but now I am weighing the food, right? And that was quite, weird for me at the beginning. But now, even if I'm not dieting, I know how to make my oats perfectly when I weigh them. So I weigh how much everything, I eat. So it was more difficult, I would say, before having the coach, because now at least I am enjoying the food and I know deep down that it's going to get me the results, because every week to week I'm seeing results. So I'm not going in circles now.
Nothing wrong if I can say this, that hiring a coach for a specific time period, maybe for 6 months or 12 months, or maybe 3 months, it's a lifetime investment, not for those specific 3 months. Because some people, they think, okay, so if I hire a coach for 3 to 6 months and then as long as I'm with the coach, I might see the results, and then after that I'll come back to the same situation.
So the coach that I had, that was in 2021.
Okay.
We're heading into 2026 now, and since then I spent with him 12 months. We went into a full, complete transformation, and I took everything I learned from him into my life, and I just kept getting better and better. People think that when they hire a coach, they need to stick to them forever. No, I don't even make 12-month program. All my clients join me for 3 or 6 month programs, and I give them a money back guarantee as well.
Yes.
And the reason why I do that is because I know it's going to work. I've been through it. So best case scenario, in 6 months, you get your dream physique, and you know exactly what to do every after that to maintain it and get better and implement it in your lifestyle. And the worst case scenario is I give you your money back, I just coach you for free, and you didn't pay anything.
Again, have one connecting question. This is such a big claim that you are claiming someone that I'm gonna give you money back, and a lot of people, those who are listening to this, it might make sense to them as well that if someone is claiming that, okay, so just pay me for 3 months or 6 months, and then if you don't see the results, then you're gonna give the money back. So there are so many questions, but I'll try to be focused on a specific one. Why are you claiming this? Isn't it bad for your business? And also from the other side, because I know habit building, it takes time. Like minimum, at least, like you need 5 weeks to build some sort of like a new habit. If someone who have never ever trained in the gym before, and someone who never followed a specific customized nutrition plan, he might take or she might take maybe many weeks to actually understand that specific thing what she need or he need to follow. And how you deal with that stuff? Like maybe someone do not follow your given nutrition plan and training plan, and then after that they are claiming their money back. It's just a wastage of time for you as a business coach.
I take all the risk, right? You're right. I take all the risk because I either get you in the best shape of your life or I just coach you for free. So, and that's why I choose who do I need to work with. So I get more application than I accept, and you know that, I'm sure. But because I sit with the person and I need to know that the person is committed, because otherwise I'm just wasting my time and I'm putting myself at risk, as you said, because I might get someone who is not committed. They join the program. After 3 months, they are just lazy. They didn't follow it. And then they claim the money back, and then now I just coach them for free. So I choose who I work with. I need someone who is committed, someone that is going to follow the plan. Now, habits take time to build, as you said, and that's why 6 months is ideal for anyone to completely transform their physique. First 4 weeks are sort of habit building, finding the balance, finding their right training program and nutrition plan that suits their lifestyle. Make them enjoy the training program, because if you don't enjoy it, let's be realistic, why would you even go to the gym? You need to enjoy it first. If for example I ask you, would you rather train or watch a movie? You'll be like, I want to watch a movie, right? So if we made the training program something you enjoy doing and you actually look forward to go, then that will be sustainable. You'll be able to go. Same for the nutrition plan. If I give you just chicken, broccoli, and rice, and you get bored of it, then you'll not follow the plan. So the first 4 weeks are habit building and building the plan designed for your lifestyle so that you can commit to it. And then everything after that gets really easy. You just need to, commit to what's already working for your lifestyle. And by month 3, you need to see results. So, you see people in the gym year after year look the exact same.
Oh yeah.
While, when we get clients, like, we need to make them see results every week, So in 3 month time, if they don't see the results, I give them the money back for sure, but they have to be committed. They have to follow the program.
All right. Okay. So moving forward with another very important question, which I also want to learn from you, is that some people, those who see coaching as a sort of like a big portion of their hard earnings, which they are giving to someone as a coach, and they see it that, oh, I'm wasting my money, what if it doesn't work? But obviously you are giving a sort of like a warranty that, okay, so if you don't see your results, then you can get your money back. But if someone is so focused on this thing, okay, so even if it doesn't work, I'm gonna get my money back at the end of the day. What do you think as a psychological perspective, that if someone is already that much focused and in the consultation call is he or she is just asking you this specific question that, oh, so if it doesn't work, I'm gonna get my money back. So what do you think about that? It doesn't feel like that this person is already not committed. And if he or she is not committed, why should I have to invest my time, even though they are paying me the money? Why should I need to invest my time to give them the coaching?
If I would tell you, Omer, that I'll give you a Lamborghini for $3,000, what would you do right now?
I'll pay my spread away.
You would find the money somehow and you would put it, because you see the value in a Lamborghini is way, way more than, for example, $3,000, right? It's the same concept. It's people are paying for value. If you're giving more value than what they are paying for financially, then it's a win-win situation to everyone. Using the same concept, if you are willing to pay $3,000 right now for a car, wouldn't you be willing to pay way more than that for your health and fitness? People go spend around, hundreds of dollars every single week on eating out, drinking, buying supplements, finding a quick hack that will get them the results. There's no quick hack. These results last you forever. It's a lifestyle transformation. It's a complete identity shift. You, for example, I'm pretty sure the discipline that you learned through the process of, transforming your physique, it translated into your businesses.
Oh, yes.
Everything in your life now just got better and better, because you now go in the mindset, like, if you go to the gym and you do, like 10 reps of bench press and you can't do more, but you're like, you know what, I'm just going to push more. This small subconscious pushes carry along with you in your life. Everything you do, any business you start, any job that you have, you will just push that much harder, because you're every single day, day in, day out, pushing that bit more in the gym, which just translates in everything.
True. 100%. Yeah, I can completely agree with whatever you are saying, because I have seen those things in my mind, and I don't know how many people can replicate and how many people can resonate with this. What I'm going to say now is, I think you felt the same way. What I normally felt is, I know going to the gym and training hard, pushing yourself, it's a hard thing to do, right? It's not easy thing, and I completely understand that. But I need to tell myself that, oh, today I am very busy, or my health have some sort of like concerns, or doctor told me that you should not go to the gym for a couple of days, and I'm just like pushing myself to stop myself not to go to the gym. But on the other side, people always find some sort of like a very little excuse. Like I remember one sort of line example which just recently happened. I went to the Bali for a holiday, and I won a competition. So I have a much bigger excuse that I have my dream physique. I can see my abs clearly. I'm in a good shape. Even if I do a cheat meals for the whole week, it's not gonna spoil my physique in a quick way, right? And why should I have to go to the gym? But still, every single morning, I was just checking on a Google map, what's the nearest gym I have. I went, I trained, and it felt so good. Like the whole holiday was more enjoying when I was training. And only one day in the whole holiday, I didn't find a gym near me, and that was like, oh, the whole day is crap now. I think it is the same concept what you are talking about. If you keep on doing the same stuff again and again, your mind is actually finding out to just keep continue the same stress. There is a concept called inertia. As an engineer, Newton's second law. If something is continue in a state of motion, you need an external force to actually stop that, and that actually happens in our lives. Once it is hard to build a habit. Once it's built, it is going to be way easy to follow and then keep on doing the same stuff maybe in other endeavors of your life, right? Anyways, coming to the next question. Okay, so for example, let's say I am replicating a sort of like a consultation call. For example, I saw you on an Instagram, and then after that, okay, I find out this man, he is in a really good physique, and I want to just connect with him and want you coaching. This is sort of like I'm doing a window shopping, for example, and I message you, then I get a response. You booked a call with me. Let's say you and me are having an actual consultation call that someone can actually understand what happens in the consultation call. Okay. For example, you are on a Zoom meeting with me, and I am still thinking, I'm 20% sure that I'm going to get coaching from you or not. I'm just doing a window shopping. But because you are not charging me any money for the consultation call, I'm happy to jump in. Let's say for 10 to 15 minutes of a consultation call. Okay. Hey, Zad, how's it going? Man, yeah, I want to learn more about your coaching.
Yeah, look, window shoppers, I don't even like entertain a consultation with them, to be honest with you, because that already shows low commitment. As I told you, with my money back guarantee. So that already shows low commitment. So sometimes I get people who actually book calls with me. They go through the call and they, like they tell me what they're dealing with and all the lack of confidence they have, all the issue they are facing with, them being overweight or problem they have in their relationships or work or just confidence in general. And they know that the program helps. They see all the people, all the clients that I have, all the transformations, and they know it will get them to where they want to be. But there is always fear, there's always hesitation that comes to mind, which is normal. Like when I go and buy anything at all, if I'm buying a t-shirt, I am hesitant, right? Because I'm going to spend money. Do I really want to spend my hard-earned money? But if the value, as I said, if the value of that product is worth more than the money, because money comes and go, people need to understand that it's a tool. We're not working for money, we're using it to live.
Yes.
We work for us to be able to live a better life. People, when they leave their health and fitness and they keep, shopping around and thinking, years go by. Like it's COVID-19, which means it was 6 years ago.
Wow.
And it doesn't seem like it. We still talk about it,
Yes.
right? So imagine if you were like, in 2019 thinking about having a coach, getting help, and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to do it when the right time comes. 6 years are gone and you look the same. When everyone else is just changing, it's if anything, it's actually scary. Like when I see everyone, like developing, I should be scared. I should feel like FOMO, I'm like I'm missing out on all the good things in life. You only live once. So imagine living the only life that you have, not getting in shape. Imagine living not knowing how it feels to be confident, to be walking around, at the beach, like, those people who see like, like I don't want people to clap when they see a picture of me or a picture of someone else online that, like with a good physique. Don't clap. Like just get annoyed, feel inside that you're competitive, that why can't this be me? Why can't I be the one under the spotlight? I am the one that people look at and clap for me and say like, wow, look at this guy, and leaving comments for me. People just love being on the sideline, and it is disappointing.
Mm. I have so many connecting questions, but I just need to mention something over here. The thing which you have said, that I was actually watching Instagram reel yesterday, and there was a guy, he was from Pakistan, and he went to USA like 5 years ago, and he was actually, and he is not an influencer, he was not so much like, the people those who are just on a social media all the time. He just made a natural video and he uploaded, and that becomes viral. But the main message he was giving in that, he said, my friend, he died 5 days ago, and he buried that guy with his own hands. And what he was visualizing at that time, that he was the same person who was just like, I think he was 28 years old, which is nothing. All of a sudden, cardiac arrest, and he died. And all of a sudden, what he was telling, that Oh, he's the same guy who was mentioning, oh man, my car, my phone, my flat, my house, this and that, and it's all gone, finish, there. What he was trying to tell, man, if someone knows that he's going to die tomorrow, they will do every single thing. There is there is one very famous book called Five Regrets of Dying People by Rhonda Byron. She was an Australian nurse. She wrote that book. And the main concern, what she mentioned in that book was that I have met so many patients, those who were in the ICU and they died, and the biggest regrets they had, if they follow their passion and what they actually need to listen is to their heart instead of listening to every single person. That was the people, those who actually didn't follow their passion, but they are regretting in the last moments of their life. It is the same thing. You think that, okay, so now you are in your 20s, you have the best potential, you have the best time of your life, your testosterone's every single hormone is on the peak, you have the best time. The best time will not count. So now we are actually jumping into 2026, right? And I actually watched one of your video as well in which you were mentioning the same thing. People and a lot of fitness guys here actually talking about this. Oh, I'm going to do this resolution. Actually, one of my client, he sent me a message in the morning. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he messaged me in the morning. Can you just stop my payments? And so like, what happened? Uh, I just need to start from 2026. And so like, whatever the progress which we made in the last 3 months, what about that? I have so many commitments regarding my Christmas parties, my work commitments. Like literally, your health is not your work, right? Someone is not carrying your body. This is your first home in which you are living. If you cannot spend time, money, and effort for this home, even though your other room is like, and I've been running other businesses, right? And I meet so many different people, those who have heaps of money. Like literally, they have big pools, big yards, big cars, everything. And and whenever I go for that particular work, what they are carrying is hamburger of McDonald's, and that's their breakfast. That coming tummy is coming out, and literally they are on the edge of cardiac arrest or something. They have so many issues. And if you go dig deep and ask them the questions, they will tell you that, okay, the only thing, I have this money, I have a good wife, I have everything, but I don't have my health. And if you don't have your health, literally, there is no purpose left behind. You have no energy, no nothing. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share.
Yeah, I just want to touch on that. Um, there is, like when you talk about like people who run businesses and they are financially, doing great. At least these guys have something to rely on in confidence. Like I saw a lot of business owners, and there's some sort of like aura with them. Like when they walk around, and you're like, okay, this is the owner of that gym. This is the owner of this restaurant or so on. You just feel their aura. They feel like the confidence of them just from financial standing point. Most people don't even have that. So the one thing that they can focus on, for example, to improve their confidence, which would be their body. Yes, this is the first thing that you can start with, and it doesn't really cost much, unlike a business and the years you spend on it. So, and people still waste their life without pursuing their fitness goals because they feel like, life is busy and they don't have time and they don't have energy. Well, you don't have energy because you're not fueling your body properly. You don't have energy because you're not trained. There's a funny sort of like meme I saw years ago. It says, your back doesn't hurt because you do deadlifts. It doesn't hurt because you don't do deadlift. You need to strengthen yourself first so that you have energy. But going back to business owners that spend years and years, chasing this one thing, as you said, chasing, they have a great life, they have, like the money and so on. But as you said, they don't have the health. Like it, there's one guy, because one of my clients work as a support worker, and she has one of her clients was actually a business owner, and he was a millionaire, and now he has dementia, is it called? He doesn't remember anything. She just feels so bad for him because it's all from the stress that he went through. So he can't even remember all the stuff that he did, you know? Like, do you think if they ask him, like, go back in time and do you want to take this same path, or do you want to like focus on your health and mental health and fitness health, and what will you choose,
I think we have spoke a lot about so many other things. Just the last topic I want to touch over here is finishing this podcast. Uh, so you've been training for a while. Now you understand nutrition. You hired a coach for yourself, and now you are actually building this business to a much better level. You're still growing and thriving every single day or every single week. You set your goals, and I can see completely um, in your in your social media that yes, this person is growing. On the other hand, I'm not gonna mention, or like I'm not degrading any single person. Every person have its own goals and criteria, and I cannot compare your 100th day with someone's very first day. But the only thing what I want to mention over here, how this overall bodybuilding, uh, physique transformation, following the right nutrition, because it is a very disciplined thing, right? And I watched one of your videos in which you was mentioning that reaching to the top of the mountain, it's hard, but stay there, it's not that hard. Like making a physique or transforming a physique, it's hard, but once you are there, you just need to maintain by just following the same discipline and habits. So in terms of in your own personal life, in terms of business or anything else, how it helped you in this way? And let's say if someone who is watching this podcast and they want to transform their physique and they want coaching from someone, or they just want to build some sort of like a habit, how it can help them not just transforming their body but also to transform their whole life.
Great. So it all starts from the body, honestly. Like, your body is a reflection to your standards. So we hate to say it, but we judge books by their cover, It's as simple as that. So when you see someone that is fit, you already subconsciously think of them, you have this idea of them, they are, well disciplined. And just internally, the way you feel when you are, like when, not even body, like for example, if you have like nice clothes and you wore something nice and you look at yourself and you're well dressed, you feel confident going out. So imagine wearing a suit, and that is your body, your hard-earned physique that looks good all the time, that looks good with any t-shirt, in any pants. Everything fits well on you. Imagine the confidence that you feel 24/7. This confidence translates with your relationship, with your work life, with everything. So you just develop as a person. It's an identity shift, and that's why a lot of influencers are in great shape. If you think about it, a lot of influencers around are in great shape. Alex Hormozy is in great shape.
Movie stars,
Movie stars are all in great shape.
because they actually need to just act. But why they are transforming their physique? They have their own personal coaches, their nutritionists, those who actually build their whole life journey according to their movies and their general life health style.
That's why, and we always look at these people and we look up to them, yet people still refuse to put in the effort and prioritize this part of their life because they are busy. What are you busy with? We all have that same 24 hours.
Yes.
You need to, what's more important to you, to me, to everyone than waking up in the next day? Just being healthy and fit. So people don't have, for example, like discipline problem. They don't have finances problem. They just have priorities problem. They prioritize the wrong things. They think like, I just went home. I'm so tired now. I don't have energy for the gym. And no one has energy for the gym. I don't enjoy going to the gym anymore. I honestly don't enjoy it. I just go because I made it a habit. I made it just a routine. Same as, like when people go to work in the morning, I bet people don't just jump out of bed like super happy to go to work. They just do it because they have to. It's just,
Especially on Mondays.
especially on Mondays, after a night out.
Question to so many employers with whom I worked, and I asked them, how are you feeling now? I'm feeling terrible. It's a Monday morning.
Exactly. So it's people just need to put the priorities right, and it all starts from the body. Like I'm not just saying that because this is what I do and because I just go to the gym and so on. It's people will not understand it until they do it, and they think that but I don't have the passion. I don't have the passion to go to the gym. Then you have the wrong structure.
Yes.
You need to find a plan that suits your lifestyle, that makes you love the gym. And when you start seeing results, that's when the passion will develop.
First motivation. Every single piece of a success gives you a motivation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Passion develops after you start seeing results.
True.
You start enjoying how your physique is changing, and then you start loving going to the gym. The first part is the hardest part. Climbing the mountain is the hardest part.
Yes.
But staying there is actually easy.
All right, Zad. I'm just going to end this podcast. Just last one thing which I want to just discuss it briefly. That there is a very common objection which I have heard from my clients, and I think you have heard from your clients as well. They normally say that, man, I wasn't built for that. It's like it's not in my blood, or I born in an XYZ village, or I born in some XYZ country. And like maybe you had that sort of like a passion which you was talking about, and people are actually having their self beliefs which they got it maybe from their parents, from the society where they was living, and they never rewrite their scripts. And I think that there is a book called Atomic Habits, and in which the writer mentioned that you first have to rewrite your scripts. When you rewrite your scripts, because the very first thing your mind is, and that's a science-based thing, that your mind is always predicting what is next coming and what you should have to do. For example, if you are talking and I have listened that same language couple of times, I can predict what's the next word is coming. And that's what you do in your writing. You do the PT. There are the fill in the blanks. And that's what your mind does. So how people can rewrite their scripts, and what is this self-image and the self-belief which they adopt from their past? And because past is just something from where you can just learn. You cannot go back in the time and rewrite your past, but you can rewrite your future and this present moment. What you are actually doing right now. I will do it after next month, and this next month, and this next Monday, and this next year never ever come. I have seen so many people, even in my family. It's so disappointing to say that even in my family, people are actually telling me I'm gonna start it next year, next month, next week, which never come. How do you entertain this thing, and how you can actually, do you have any sort of like a practical approach and message for these people?
How many millionaires out there were poor when they started? They didn't come from a rich family. Many of them, all the stories we hear, everyone, blame their past for what they are doing now. When you wake up in the morning, we all have the next 24 hours. It's up to us what do we do with it, So it all starts with the mind. The problem that people have is limiting belief, and we all have limiting beliefs. It's just a matter of like to what extent and how much of that do you actually let sink in. So when I started my fitness journey, I had limiting beliefs. I didn't think that I can get there. If anything, I tried so hard to get in shape, and I kept failing year after year. I was doing everything right. I was eating clean food. I was training so hard. I was doing hours of cardio, training abs, wasn't getting it, But that's where someone can give up on the dream, and someone else can just believe in their head that I just can't do it. The problem is not me. The problem is my approach. So I need to seek, a mentor's advice. I've always had mentors in my life. Always. I had a coach, and then I had another coach. And then when I became a self-coach myself, I now have business mentors. and I go from business mentor to another. And that's how I develop, by investing my time and my money into someone that has more knowledge than me and I can learn from them. So everyone has their limiting beliefs, but people just need to stop, victimizing themselves and start actually, like deciding what they want to let their head believe, in, like all this thought that you get, like maybe start next week, maybe start next month. We all get that. It's not just you, it's not just me, we all get it. So my approach with things is, whenever I'm scared of something because it's really big, I just jump in and I make sure it happens. I just make sure that I'm just gonna see it through, I'm gonna continue all the way, and honestly keeping myself accountable. Like starting with mentors, it has always been scary for me, but every time, because I'm like, okay, this is very scary, it's gonna be difficult, but if I'm in it, I'm not gonna stop until I finish it. So I'm just gonna start. I jump in, and then I'm like, what did I get myself into? All right, time to work.
Okay, I'll finish it over here just with the last same point. I just want to add something. Like I admire, and this is sort of like, I would say my mentor, the person I love, I respect. Maybe one day in my life, I will get a chance to meet him. I'm talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, bodybuilding god. He mentioned in one of his interview that I never had a plan B. I always have a plan A. And it feels very hard and rude and harsh to some people that, oh, you should have to have a safety net. And he said, when I have a plan A, I do not have a safety net. If I fell, I'm gonna die. Otherwise, my mind is just keep on telling me, you should have to do at the end of this goal. You should have to achieve that. And I think we all are scared from something, and to scared and to be fearful from something, that's a human nature that evolves. Because back in the days, like people are scared from the things that if they do this XYZ thing, they might gonna die, which is fine because that's your amygdala part of the brain. But let me ask you, I'm talking to you, whoever is watching, let me ask you this one question. Do you know that you're gonna live the next moment? You don't know. Maybe you're gonna die in the next moment. But what's the biggest risk other than that? You have to take steps. Risk will come with every single thing. Like maybe someone just put a poison in your food and you're gonna die, and that's it. Your story is end. Or maybe you had a natural death. But you can take step. You have to have this tendency to take some steps with the risk. It reminds me one thing. I listened to one of the podcasts. There is a guy, I forgot his name, but he has the biggest thyroid company in India, multi-millionaire. He sold this company now. He said in one of his podcasts that take a thread, write down a single note at the end of the thread and throw it away. And when you if pushing it back, if the mountain will come, it's yours, or otherwise that you just waste one thread. And that's pretty much it. Like you think that you are taking a big risk, like, but what you will get as a reward, you should have to focus on the reward. And I think we just finish over here. Last thing, thank you so much for joining me. And if we get a good response in this podcast, and just comment us below and ask us those questions which are making you a bit confused regarding coaching, mindset, or whatever. You can just put the comments. Let us know whatever the things that you like in this podcast and whatever the things that you didn't like. So we will keep on improving, and I will invite ZIAD in future again so that we can continue this journey and we will make a good podcast again for your knowledge, and I can also learn with this thing. Thank you so much, ZIAD.
Thank you, Umar.
Thank you.